Hi guys, this is Mac here and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel which is called Mac Vlogs. Our guest for today's evening, well let me just tell you that we are sitting in Pakistan in Dubai. We have an evening here, but we have a very good morning to my guest speaker today, Cheryl Pinto. Good morning all the way from Canada. How are you,
Good
Cheryl?
morning. Very well, thank you, Mac. Really excited to be here and talk to all your wonderful people. So thank you
That's
for
my
having me.
It's my great honor and pleasure to have you on my session today. So we are going to be talking about the topic which is really amazing, which is master your mind and money. Oh my God. How do we master that? So we have a great expert standing or sitting in front of
Standing.
us
I
all
like
the
to
way from
stand.
Canada. And she's going to be telling all my followers and her followers that how we should be mastering about the mind and the money we need to earn, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. Give a little bit intro about yourself for all the followers to know who is Cheryl Pinto and what does she do and where she what is she up to in Canada? Go ahead. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Mac. Well, that's like a big question with a big answer, so I'll try to summarize it. I was born and raised in Dubai, and of
Mm-hmm.
course, as most of us, we came from middle class background. So most of my life, we didn't have, in my opinion, enough, which led me to start working when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And from there on, I just started to think every time I had a problem or a setback, I started to think, how do I make this better? That was always my mindset. Now, if I reverse engineer, how did I do this? Because that's so cool. Because obviously, I never sat down to think about this until and unless I got to a point where I now serve people. So I started to think, how did I do it? If I've got to help somebody else walk that path, I got to know how I did it, right? So I
Yeah.
realized I had all these setbacks. They didn't work for me, and I figured out how to make it work. So
Okay.
through my journey, I started working when I was 16. As I went through my career, which was really thriving, I
Mm-hmm.
had the business suit, like the one that you're wearing. I was driving the dream car, and I had five guys reporting to me who were nearly twice my age at that time. And I thought I had arrived, right? You would think, if you were in my shoes, wouldn't you think that's awesome? And then
Mm-hmm.
I had this realization, epiphany, if you will, where I said, wait a minute, do I have to do this waking up at 6 a.m., going to a job at 8 a.m., and then returning home at 6, 7 p.m., and doing this every single day for the rest of my life?
Okay.
When I had that thought, something shifted. I mean, this is a pretty personal and private story, but that day, I remember it as vividly as it happened last week, because
Mm-hmm.
this was, I think, a turning point in my life. I actually went to the washroom. I remember wearing a brown business suit and cream colored shoes. I remember that day like it was last week, and I
Mm-hmm.
cried because I
Why?
said, good question.
Why?
Because I had this epiphany. If
Mm-hmm.
I have to work every single day for the rest of my life,
Mm-hmm.
is that something I want? Many people believe that this is the life that we came here to lead. Go to work, go back home, pay your money to everybody else, pay the bills, pay the mortgage, pay the etisalat, the diva, or whoever, the banks, and then
Mm-hmm.
die.
Okay.
And I did not want that to be me. So that was for me my turning point in my life. And since then, I started to pivot my life and start to see, how do I master the money game? How do
Oh,
I learn how to make money work for me so I don't have to work for money? And from there on, my journey began. I knew one thing: this is my most precious piece of real estate. Jeff
true.
Bezos and you have the same number of hours in a day.
Mm-hmm. True.
How come
Very
he
true.
has 113 billion and you probably have just 1 billion? The
We don't
question
have a
is,
billion yet. So we don't have a
inshallah soon,
billion.
inshallah soon, Mac. That's what we're going to do from this YouTube channel, inshallah. Okay, let's keep that as the vision, right? The
Definitely.
whole point is, we're doing something wrong. Something's not right in this equation. So I realized, what is it? And if we improve this, we improve everything. So if you want to master your money, you first master your mind. And that's my journey in a small nutshell.
Control your mind, otherwise the mind is going to be controlling you with the
Oh, yes,
different sense of feelings and emotions and stuff which you always and every day go through in your life. Well,
100%.
my first question to this great lady in Canada is the first question coming across to you. I hope you're not nervous for this question. Are you ready?
Never. Bring it
Are you
on.
ready for it? Okay, bring it on. Bring it on. Okay. I have been really been impressed by you. You know
Ooh,
why?
okay.
Because the way you conduct yourself, it's really
Mhm.
amazing. So the
Thank you.
first question to you is your your impressive professional experience. Can you
Mhm.
share with everybody?
Oh, sure. Of course. Absolutely. Thank you for asking that, Mac. My
And
impressive professional experience.
I would just add one more thing where I missed
Sure.
out. I guess is you have an impressive professional experience. Can you share your journey with us? And how did you get where you are today? And who do you give the credit to?
Ooh,
Yourself or someone who you motivate or someone you got motivated by?
I have to do this because I love that question.
I'm
It
worried
is
about that.
such a beautiful question. It is so
Mhm.
powerful because of the latter part of that question. Nobody
Okay.
has ever asked me that. And I
Okay.
thank you for asking me that. Because truly, our
Mm-hmm.
journey, we always tend to think that we did it, but
Mm-hmm.
actually we can never do anything without the support of others, ever.
True.
And I realize that now. So thank you for asking that question because it got so many people in my mind. And I'm so honored that I can today share this publicly. And I hope those people watch this video, the ones who I will attribute
I'm
my
sure
success to. All right, inshallah. Thank you for
I'm
asking that.
sure your followers are watching this. Definitely.
Yeah, let's start with the first
Mm-hmm.
part of your question, which is my professional journey. So I started working, like I said, when I was 16. I got into the banking industry. I started working and I worked with banks, quickly scaling up the corporate ladder. And I will come to what I attribute that to in a bit. However, in 17 years, I'd reached a position which I was the youngest assistant vice president at the bank that I was working for.
Wow.
And yeah, it was pretty cool, really cool. And I started to think, this is all amazing, but I'll tell you something, Mac. After a point, if you know the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you take care of all your bottom needs and then you start thinking, okay, I'm done now. How do I give back? What do I do?
Give it.
After
Give
there
it.
will,
I'm ready to be taken. I'm ready
that's
for.
actually absolutely. And what you're saying, it's the thought that comes to my mind is we could do that. I could start giving people money, but what that is doing is giving people fish. You know the proverb, the Chinese proverb. If you
True.
give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you
Hmm.
teach him how to fish, you feed him for life.
How to catch a fish, right?
How to, yeah,
Definitely.
how to catch a fish, right? I
Yeah.
got into the business of teaching people how to catch fish.
Okay.
That's what I do. That's what I realized that the value is. People don't know how to catch fish, and I'm teaching them how to do it. I love it. This is awesome. Thank you for
Bang on.
that conversation, man.
Bang on. Because everyone go through their different journeys, so they are not professional enough to know how to catch a fish. So they definitely have to rely and come to people like you or tap on them, so that you can guide them in their life. So that was
Absolutely.
wonderful. I'm sure everybody might have heard your first question, which I had put across. So let's get back to our second question, which is coming now on to which I'm putting across it to you, and that is amazing. In addition to your achievements in the financial world, how does it help, and who do you usually coach?
Okay, good. That's amazing.
You're an NLP coach as well, right? I have heard about it.
Yes,
Am I right in that?
yes, that's right. I'm a master NLP coach. So I
Yeah.
use NLP in order to coach people. So before we
Okay.
go into how I actually use the skills I have to help people, I must answer your previous question, which I missed answering, which was who helped me?
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact that people helped me has made me to think now I need to help others. So if I
Okay.
go through the question that you asked earlier was who would I attribute or give credit to my success to? It's a lot of my mentors at work who pointed me in the direction. A lot of of course, my parents. My father has to be my greatest inspiration only because when we were little, I remember him having a conversation with my mother
Mm-hmm.
where they were worried about wealth, about money, as all middle class people are. They're having a very serious conversation. And my mother was asking my father, what are we going to give the girls? Because we're two girls. To which
Mm.
my father said, I don't know about money, but I can give them a wealth that nobody can take away.
True.
And my mother said, what is that? And I was thinking, what is that? Right? What is this wealth that my father will give me that nobody can take away? And he said, education.
Okay.
And truly, Mac, I believe that it was that started my journey. That's where those are the people who helped me. And I started to think, now it's this education that I have today that I need to give others. And that's why now I'm helping others. So to answer your question, who do I coach? I coach people who want to rise above the ordinary. Anybody who feels,
I want to be one of them.
you're welcome. Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. I'm on this planet for another 40, 50 years. I want to help as many people as possible. So absolutely, I say yes to anybody who's looking to go from ordinary to extraordinary.
Amazing.
Anybody who doesn't want to just survive, who wants to thrive. That is my target audience. You want to do something extraordinary, come to me. Does that answer your question?
I'm ready. I'm definitely ready for this. Basically, it's so
Done, Mac.
amazing. It's really. So
Done,
my
Mac.
third question to you is, it's really interesting, really interesting. So you understand the mind pretty well of the people, that's for sure, which I know and I've heard and I have done the research on the articles and the public speaking you do in Dubai. So what would you say stops people from becoming rich?
That's a really loaded question. I'm thinking, how much is your audience ready for? Because that's really it. My answers are not always easy.
Who doesn't want to become rich?
That's a good question.
If given an opportunity and the platforms, they would definitely like to grab the opportunity, right?
Yes, absolutely. Everybody wants to become rich, but they expect something on the outside to make them rich.
Okay. What is that?
Everything. They expect the bosses to make them rich, the government to make them rich, the industry to make them rich. They're expecting everything on the outside to make them rich. But guess what makes us rich actually?
What?
The inside.
Yeah, but what I would add one more thing here is that I have read many stories and many articles I have read on that. A boss, he comes in a great sports car to his office, whether it's Lamborghini, Ferrari, or Royal Royce or stuff. I'm sure you must have heard that story as well, right? It's always floating around that he comes in his sports car, he parks it up, and he tells his employees, "Great job. You guys did a great job. So I'm sure you're going to put extra effort next year. So I buy another sports car." So it means like the people or the employees, whoever they are working for, that particular boss becomes rich, but sometimes the employees, their lives remain the same. What do you have to say on that? What do you have to say?
Amazing. Wow, Mac. You're really hitting home with this. You're going to the heart of the issue, aren't we, today?
Thank you.
This is so beautiful because the conversations that are coming up, it's exactly related to the beginning of my story. That day that I was wearing the brown suit and the cream shoes, because I didn't want to be that employee, because I realized that we give away what is your most precious resource? What do you think it is?
What is the most
your most precious resource? What is the most precious thing you have? What would you say it is?
In terms of the talent or in terms of the skill?
In terms of your life.
In terms of my life. Well, only thing I have is the people I love and love to connect with.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The most precious resource, and you will not be able to connect with these people if you didn't have time, right? The fact that you have time, you're able to do this, we're able to do this because you have the gift of time. If you were stuck in an office right now, you wouldn't be able to have this conversation.
But sometimes what happens is that what makes you work towards your passion, and if you're being passionate about something, which I am, connecting people all around the world, then you would definitely put in extra effort to do that,
Bingo. Absolutely. And that's exactly it. As employees, we will forever trade our most precious resource, which is time. If we don't have time, when our time runs out, our life runs out. So the very key distinction that we all need to hear today make is that when we work, we give our life to get money in return. What are you going to do with that money? That's what I educate people. You give your life, you get money, and then you distribute it to everybody else. It does not sound like an intelligent option to me. So I actually teach people exactly that, how we need to change the way we think about money. Most of us have been brought up with this strange world, in a strange set of notions about money. And I say,
different
yes,
culture, different mindsets, right?
Absolutely. So interesting, Mac. Although we just said different cultures and different mindset, let me ask you, have you heard about this or believe that money is the root of all evil?
Money is what?
Evil. Money is evil.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
It
That's true.
doesn't matter which culture, it doesn't matter which country.
Mhm.
Everybody believes money is evil in some level. Now, I will ask you, do you want to be evil? Does any of your listener here want to be evil?
No, nobody wants to be
No.
evil. Just want to be very humble, caring, courteous. Basically, along with that, as we always hear, the pyramid,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Where when you go on the top and you become lonely, right? It's
Oh,
because,
lovely.
right?
Yes,
You
yes.
become lonely, whether you have lots and
Love
lots and
it.
lots of money
Amazing.
and the
Amazing.
respect and everything you have, but on the top you're lonely. So how do you
Amazing.
contribute to that? It's basically because
Beautiful.
if you're humble enough, even if you're on the top, people will still love you and respect you. So you need to be humble. But if you're evil, as you mentioned, you will be lonely up there with depression, anxiety, stuff. You will die, or maybe you can jump from the whole building of yours.
Amazing, Mac. You have actually brought up today one of those crazy ways of thinking that I did not think of and I did not cover in my classes, which I'm going to do now.
Wow.
I always talk about these crazy ways of thinking that the world has fed us. For
Yes.
instance, when I asked you, do you want to be evil? We all believe that on some level money is evil. Will we ever get that? If we believe when we become rich, we're going to become evil, you will repel becoming rich. You will
True.
not want to become rich. Even though on the outside you may say you want to become rich, your subconscious mind on the inside will not allow you to become rich. This is
True.
so deep. It is so, 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 so important. The way that we believe and think about money is what makes people rich or doesn't. Now, you brought up today a really, really, really interesting point, which is when I get to the top, I'm going to be lonely.
Mhm.
Will you ever get to the top? If subconsciously your mind's telling you you're going to get to the top, you're going to get lonely, do you want to be lonely?
No,
Will
not
you
for
get to
sure.
the top? Will you get to the top with this way of thinking? You will,
No.
inshallah, definitely get it. With this way of thinking.
We all want to grow. We all want to get to the top, but in a way, we want to take everyone along with us, right?
Awesome.
Because that then only you can bring smiles and everybody. Because the way you contribute in your life, and you're not only the evil thing comes in your mind is only when you're greedy for something, right?
Yeah.
But as
Yeah.
as you as I am an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
If I have a team members of mine, I should be giving all the credit to my team members for reaching on the top, and I
Yeah.
shouldn't feel a lonely person on the top, basically because I have a very great team who has made me go on the top, and they're with me on the top.
Bingo. Awesome. And I always say this, Mac, when you want to help other people, everybody says they want to help the poor. The
Yeah.
best way to help the poor is by being rich. Do you agree or not?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see in the Middle East and you can see all the rich people, you always find everybody who are having something to offer back. That's like you're millionaire, you're billionaire, but you have a foundation. You are helping
Bingo.
the people. If you don't do that, then the evilness will overtake your mind for sure.
Absolute, Mac. And I'll tell you, and I encourage you if you can, in 5 seconds, and everybody who's listening to this, make a list of the
Mhm.
5 things that they would do when they had all the money they wanted. Just think
Okay.
in your mind right now. One, what would I do? Two, what would I do? Three, you have all the money. 5 things. What would you do? And then I ask you, Mac, is anything on that list evil?
I haven't given a
Just
thought
think.
process.
Think 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah?
you're right. You're right.
And 90% of us or more will have something on that list that we want to do for others. Yes or no?
Totally agreed. Totally
Yeah?
agreed. Yeah.
Money is the root of all things good.
Mm-hmm.
Greed is different.
True.
But money is a tool, Mac. And I want
Mm-hmm.
everybody to know this. Money is a tool. I always give this example. Think of a knife. It's a tool. A
Mm-hmm.
knife in the hand of a butcher or a knife in the hand of a surgeon.
Surgeon.
Okay, surgeon, because it will give life, will save life. Butcher
True.
will take life. Money is the same tool. We use it to hurt someone or we use it to help someone. That is up to us.
How
Money is
we
not evil. It is
True.
us who defines whether it is good or
And
evil.
coming back,
Now
the
you're getting
mind.
it? You're
Yeah,
getting
the
it, right? I wanted everybody who's listening to this to get this because I understand who's watching this. Many of us come from this way of thinking that
mind.
will destroy us. It will never let us get to the top. This is hard hitting stuff. That's why I said, I don't know what your viewers are ready for. I go for extraordinary. We cannot be extraordinary with an ordinary way of thinking. Making sense?
Where not sense, I would say the sense should be prevailed in that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what makes people rich, the way we think. That to answer your question.
Yeah. So let's put my this question for my audience is, what are the three things you would like to tell them how to be successful? Three things.
Amazing. Okay. Three things. I'm going to again go to my life, what impacted my life the most. One of the things that this is very cliche, so many people will probably ignore it and not do it, and that's the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm going to urge everybody listening to this to really pay attention and think, why is everybody giving this one piece of advice? Everybody would have said it, but it
Mm-hmm.
is, if I have to say, the easiest, cheapest, quickest way that changed my life. Because everybody wants that. Tell me what's cheap, tell me what's easy, tell me what's quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what you want. You want to change your life in the fastest way possible. And it's something that nobody will do, which is read books.
Yeah, nobody read books.
Nobody reads books. Everybody wants to change their life, but it's so easy because the book is right there in front of them. They're not going to pick it up. My life changed, Mac, every time because of a book. I can tell you, like, parts of my life. This book I read, this is how my life changed. This book
What
I
was
read, this is how my life changed.
what was the book's name?
The main book, of course, I'm so glad you asked. And everybody who does my course on financial freedom starts here. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Everybody's heard of it.
I
Barely
read it.
nobody. You've read it.
I read it in 2018 in January when I was on my US trip. I read it
Did,
definitely.
did it change your life? Did anything change in your behavior?
Mindset
Change
actually.
your mindset. Yeah,
Mindset, basically. It didn't
absolutely.
change me, but it changed my mindset to look in a different perspective of life.
Did your life start changing direction since 2018?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but yes, for sure.
In your mind?
Alham- Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I feel like it has. I think you're being shy.
Not being shy, but being honest. Not being,
Modest.
yeah,
Yeah.
modest.
Okay.
Honest.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Good.
What are the ways we all can work with you, especially me? How we can work with you to make a better world?
Well, to work with me, there are three options how mostly people work with me. One
Mm-hmm.
are one-to-one coaching. That's of course very exclusive. So I do one-to-one coaching. It
Mm-hmm.
lasts anyways from 3 months to a year, depending upon what people want to achieve. There's another way, which is through my workshops or live classes, which I do. I have one running right now, which is on financial freedom. And the third way is e-courses. So online courses, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
just launching right now. So I have my pre-launch offer that's been released. So these are three ways that people can work with me and gain the value that I have to give. Yeah,
You know,
those are three ways.
yes, I'm ready to work with you, and I'm definitely be disturbing you so much, basically, because I'm change in my people or anybody who I've connected in my life to bring a change through a positivity and spread happiness. And the fact is, as you mentioned, freedom of financial aspects.
Yeah,
Here in Pakistan, in India, or in Asia, as you see, we
yeah,
have a great talent, great people, but it's just the thing that they don't have a proper guidance, vision, and the direction. I want to give them all that through my
amazing,
positivity and help
amazing.
them realize that in this part of this world, where we are going through a difficult time basically because of COVID-19, and everyone is stuck. So they don't know what to do, how to earn money, how to uh, make some money for their family to for self-earning. You know, everybody is losing jobs. So I think this platform of yours, Freedom for Financial Aspects, that this is going to bring a change for sure, basically, because as you said, it's about the mindset, right? So
Yeah,
we need to first change the mindset of the
yeah,
people that if they're losing the job, trust your capabilities and your abilities, what you have, what you have achieved, and work on it, work on yourself, and then you will definitely get the financial freedom and the money what you really want to work hard for. So I'm
absolutely, Mag.
I'm totally on that, and I'm trying my
Yeah.
level best being in Pakistan for the last 1 year and 5 months, you can say, well, almost 1 year and 6 months. And I have seen a lot of people struggling out here,
Yeah.
and people are losing jobs in Middle East. All the people are coming down from Dubai, Oman, Saudi, basically because there are no jobs, so they want to cut
Hmm.
down their cost effectiveness to remove the expats from their companies, and they're coming back home and they don't know what to do. So maybe this is a right time and right possibilities and the avenues to explore and help our own people in our countries. In India,
Absolutely,
in
Mac.
Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, we are sitting here with great minds to spread and help them all. What
Amazing.
do you have to say on
Amazing.
that? What do you
Mac,
have to
that's
say?
so powerful. I realized because you said that, I remember I actually did not complete my answer to the previous question. You said, what are the three things that people can do to become successful? We covered only one, which is books. And the
Okay.
number two is related to
Thank
what you just said,
you for
which
that.
is no, 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 it's me. I just forgot to answer you. The number two is what you just said. Everybody has such bright minds. You're seeing the talent. What's
Mm,
stopping them? We all have the most powerful, and I call this, we have a money making supercomputer right here. Why
mhm.
isn't it working? It's because to earn more, we have to learn more. That is
Nobody,
number two.
yeah, nobody
We
willing to learn, to bring food.
Yeah. So I
Nobody.
always say, how will you earn more if you don't add more value? We get paid for the value we bring to the marketplace. More the value, more the money. That's it. We always look at the money, but the question always has to be, where's the value that I can add? How can you add more value? You learn more. This is number two. I have had two MBAs. I went to Harvard, Boston, got an education. I've
Wow.
got certifications in theta healing. I've got certifications in coaching. I've got certifications in trading. I've got certifications in plant biology, believe it or not. I've just learned and learned and learned to a point where my earning becomes just inevitable. You cannot not make money if you can bring value to the marketplace. Is this making sense? You were going to
Yeah,
say something. Sorry, go ahead, Mac.
very much. I was just saying that you have gone on and on and on and on,
Yeah.
learning something new to find yourself that what fits you in. So you are doing an amazing job. That's so wonderful of you.
Mac, I always say that freedom, although it is freedom, it has a price.
Yes,
And the
freedom.
price is this, the self-education, the learning. It's not what your schools and universities will teach you, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That is to show the external world because the external world values certificates. Sorry. So if you don't have the certificates, you're not going to get promoted. So do that
Mm-hmm.
for the external world. But if you want to go from that employee who is working for his boss's Lamborghini, if you want to go from there to owning the Lamborghini, you've got to educate yourself so that you can become the boss sitting in that Lamborghini. Making sense? So that's number two. And number
Okay.
three is get a coach.
Get a
I'm not saying
coach.
that because I'm a coach. I'm saying because I've seen the value that coaches bring. I have
Totally.
two coaches, one for my life, one for my business. Why
Okay.
do I need to have a coach? I'm not a, none of us
Mm-hmm.
are able to lead ourselves the way a coach can. And I'll tell you why. We all have so many fears in our minds. No matter how great we are, no matter how many books we read, no matter how awesome we think we are, we will have something that stops us back. And that's when a coach comes in. So I always say, it doesn't matter what type of coach, get any coach. And you can find coaches easily. Just go and type wherever these guys are, all your viewers, just look for coach near me. There's a site called Noomi, Noomii. You can get a coach for like whatever your budget is. So
Mm-hmm.
find someone who can help you. I really, really, really encourage your viewers to do that. Everybody who's successful, be it Barack Obama, be it Richard Branson, be it Oprah Winfrey, even Tony Robbins has a coach. So hum kaun hai? In English, who are we? That we decide not to have a coach when all these big guys have coaches, right? So yeah, get a coach. That's number three. Those are three things. I'm done now.
I will share three important points where I learned in my life from my father.
Yeah, of course,
Always
amazing.
emphasizes on that. So maybe I'm sure you can say this in your talks and your public speaking, which you do, right? Education, training, and experience. Okay. And I being an alumni of AB and IB World School as well from Oman, where they taught us this concepts as well. Education tells you what to do,
Hmm.
training tells you how to do, and experience tells us. what we should not do.
Love it.
Do you agree with
Love
that?
it. Totally beautiful, amazing, awesome. Love it.
So
Love it. Really, really good.
these 3 points people can count on and just keep on spreading this. So I'm sure they will get the answers very easily.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mac. I absolutely will use it with your permission. Thank you so much. That's really good.
No, you can't use that. Basically, I have a loyalty for royalty for say that loyalty. I'm
Don't
going
worry,
to be
don't send me your bank account details.
so I'm going to
Sure
put it up.
thing.
If you use it, then I'm going to have some copyright issues for that.
I'll put your Mac logs under it, okay? Credits.
We need to tell everyone that. So that's very important, and we can do that for sure. So
Yeah.
my last question to wrap up this session in a good way
Mhm.
is how can we all connect with you? What are the platforms, what you feel that my followers and your followers, I'm sure they've been following you, but my followers who I want to talk to them about mind and money or the freedom, financial freedom about Cheryl Pinto, what are the platforms and how they can connect with you?
Okay, for those people who want to master their mind and their money, who want to really understand this whole fear thing and what's holding them back, I have a really, really, really amazing, thriving Facebook group. We've got, I don't know, 1,200 members, 1,200 members or more, and it's awesome. It's on fire. We have 2 live sessions. I go live every week, only sharing, only giving value to people for free. I do this every week on Wednesdays. I have a member going live. It's called Fear to Freedom. If you guys can see the comments, I'm sure it's going to be in the comments because a lot of my people, my students, my staff are on this video right now. So
My,
if you can,
my whole comment section has been filled up with all your followers and viewers, and I had no time to even go through what kind of question is that. I'm
oh
sure
boy,
your followers for sure, not mine.
Mac, this is what love is. And I always say that. You know what you said when you get to the top, you're lonely. Do I look lonely to you?
No, you
I
look
have more people than I have ever imagined. It is so full because there's so much love there. We are driven by love. When you let go of fear,
Mhm.
you can start thinking to help others. Only when we get to the top can we help others. I could never do this when I was starting my career. That time I
Mhm.
was helping myself. We have to help ourselves first so that we can start to help others. And I am so grateful. I can't see the comments, but whoever is listening to me, guys, I love you. Thank you so
I
much.
can just I can mention some of the names which I'm sure you will be aware of and you know them. Tulika Pardeep, Renal Menes, Kavita
Yeah.
Prani, Samir Ahmed, Navpreet Komal.
Go. Yeah.
Oh, and not mine. And
Yeah.
I would like to thank Miss Kavita and some of them who have subscribed my channel. Thank you so much. So because some of them, they have joined a new family under the Mac vlogs, so I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you everyone for coming
Yeah.
down and listening to Miss Cheryl Pinto doing a great job.
Yeah, so I was saying first is a Facebook group where I invite every one of your viewers to be there because it's such a great community where we always talk about what's possible. If there's any negative post, it does not get permitted and it is deleted. We only believe in positivity. There's a lot of work that I've done on the mind and I know the power of what I'm saying. So we are very careful as to what the content is. It's always uplifting, always telling people anything is possible. For those people who want to work with me one-on-one, they're welcome to send me an email. It's info@cherylppinto.com. So if anyone wants to work with me one-on-one, if they want to just build their mind, it's the Fear to Freedom Facebook community. It's definitely in the comment section below. And all my pages, so Facebook or Insta, everything, my handle is Cheryl P. Pinto. Anyone can follow me wherever they want to. My website is cherylppinto.com. The academy that I run is called the Fear to Freedom Academy, which is where we do the courses. So that's fear to freedom academy.com. The word two is just the number two, fear to freedom academy.com. So people can reach me anywhere and everywhere where they feel is right for them and the way that I can serve them the most. Please reach out to me and my team and my entire family. We are all a family and we help everybody grow. That's our goal, from ordinary to extraordinary.
Wonderful, wonderful. So definitely, I'm going to be mentioning all your details, social media
Thank you.
links, and stuff in my description where all my followers and viewers can start connecting with you. And my last question I have: can we collaborate together?
Of course, absolutely. I always say yes.
We are on. I'm ready for it.
It would
Thank
be
you.
amazing. We definitely can and we will. Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Okay.
so happy to hear that for you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much,
Thank
Cheryl.
you, Mac. Thank you to all your viewers. Lovely connecting with all of you. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for investing in your mind. The fact that you're here means you want to grow. I want you to know that you're not alone. You have Mac with you, you have me with you, and every other speaker here. We all want to help you grow. So just grow, build your mind, change your life, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
that's all from
please
me.
give a small shout out at your end to all your followers and viewers
Most
regarding
definitely.
my channel. Can you do
Most
that now?
definitely. Most definitely. I think it's already done, by the way.
Thank you so much again, Cheryl.
Most welcome.
Everyone watching our session today, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like Mac Vlogs. You can find me live almost every day on different topics, different sessions. Please let me know which type of speakers and the topics I should be talking about with my guests every day. So let me know so that I can improve myself and I can bring wonderful people out from all over, from Canada, US, Dubai, Oman, everywhere, India, Pakistan, where I can connect everyone together for great minds. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. Once
Thank you
again,
so much, Mac.
God bless you. Have
God
a
bless
great
you.
day. Thank you,
And
everyone.
you. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.